Annabelle Comes Home is the third film in the Annabelle trilogy and the film in the Conjuring universe series saga. Why are there so many spin-off films in the Conjuring universe? What happened to it just being about a based on a true story horror film with one sequel and then a spin-off movie? Now it's just gotten out of control. We have 3 Annabelle movies. We have The Nun. Apparently The Curse of La Llorona was in it, and apparently there's 17 million more spin-off films coming. Alone this film alone, gives off so many different demons, other things that it's I can just smell Warner Brothers. It's more demons, more spin-off movies, more money. Bad idea, guys. Just a bad idea. And this film tells the story, obviously, of the possessed Annabelle doll, making its way back to the Warrens' house. This takes place, I believe, a year after the very first Conjuring film. So really, the only film that you need to see for this to, really matter would be the first Conjuring and maybe Annabelle Creation, just because that one actually gives the origins of the Annabelle doll. And obviously, first Conjuring because it's a great movie. And it focuses on their daughter, her babysitter, and her babysitter's friend, all being stuck in their house when the Annabelle doll gets out, wreaks hell everywhere. And I had fun with it, but I'm also frustrated by it. Recently, there have been great horror films that have come out within the past few years. You have Get Out, A Quiet Place, several films with great smart characters, with really good scares, with actual good tension, and then you have this, which has one of the most idiotic characters that I've seen recently in a horror film. It's you see this door that says you open this, shit's gonna go down, you will get possessed, you'll probably die. She searches for the goddamn keys, she unlocks the door, she walks around inside the room and touches every piece of possessed shit that's in there, and then she's ooh, creepy doll, I want to see it. I'm kind of baffled at how idiotic they made her. But the weirdest thing about this is that she goes in there twice, but she apparently does have actual reasoning for wanting to be in there and see all this stuff, because she had a tragic family death that happened recently. But the problem is that we don't find it out until the second time she goes in there. So if we knew this going in the first time, we probably would have understood it more, but they write her so idiotically in that first part that it's just kind of baffling. I get that there's supposed to be a reason, for all this to go down, but that was a stupid reason for it all to go down. So that's just something that I'm very frustrated by. She's not a bad character by any means. It's just I get you're curious, but don't be that stupid. And she redeems herself by the end. The actress that plays her, she's great. And, she has a lot of great stuff for her. But just that, first time that she goes in there, I'm just why this stupid? God! As for the other actresses, McKenna Grace, and I can't remember her name. Here's a picture of her, and here's the name of her. They were both fantastic as well. McKenna Grace, she's been a great actress. I've loved her ever since she started in Gifted with Chris Evans. She was great in that, and seeing her, her range definitely go up, definitely was great. She had a lot of good stuff. A weird thing about, her character, though, it's as was established in, the other Conjuring films, she kind of has the same thing her mom has, where she can, see, the demons and whatnot. And, there's moments where she sees this dead priest from her school that is just there in the shadows. It doesn't feel necessary, and it never comes really back into play at all. At one point we see him in the house, but nothing comes of it, so it just feels weird that it was even in there at all. One of my favorite things from this film is there's a absolutely adorable romance between the babysitter and this guy that works at a grocery store and that goes to school with her. It's just so adorable. They both clearly are in love with each other in the movie, but don't know how to express it. And just the means they go to talking to each other and expressing those emotions. It was so adorable. It just had a big grin on my face the whole time. Honestly, the writer-director of this film, he should go and do a rom-com, because this was just, it was so adorable. It's just so nice and sweet that it's just ah. That's so adorable. Oh, that's so nice. It was nice. I enjoyed that. Obviously, since this is, a horror film about, possessed doll, the scares are definitely, what people come here for. And there's definitely a lot of interesting, ideas that are presented as to, how certain scares will happen. And the execution of them ranges from, really well to just, that feels pretty standard. Jump scares are in this film. I'm used to them. I don't want them. I don't want to be used to them, but I am. I just could always tell it's like jump scare, boom, jump scare. Ooh. Like I said, there's some really creative ways as to like how like different like scares or demons like are approached. Like there's a time like where there's like this like bride like with a knife like it's kind of like a ghost and like the camera like tracks like the daughter like throughout the room. It's like it goes from like being in the closet to being outside to being in like two different like kinds of mirrors to being in the hallway. That was really cool. I thought that was a really interesting way. There's also one where it's like there's like a TV like in the room, but it's like a couple of like seconds ahead. So it's like the audience gets to see like how like the different scares or different things will happen. There's a great moment with that. I love that. I thought that's a really interesting thing to know, like the scares before they happen. I thought that was a really cool thing that they did. One of my favorite things that horror films do these days, that honestly is the way that scares should be done, is really like kind of having like whatever it is like off in the background or into the side, like the camera not being focused on, but like if you pay attention, you see like whatever the creepy shit that it is that they do happens. This film does do that quite a bit, and I thought that when it did that, that was pretty effective. One of the things that really frustrates me about the film, besides some of the character choices, is the lighting. Dear God, someone turn on a light! Like, Annabelle Creation was from the director of Lights Out and Shazam, and he knows how to do lighting with scares really effectively and really well. This one, they're just like, let's get it as dark as we can. As long as the camera can see them, that means the audience can see them. No, that's a terrible thing. That's a bad thing. When it's so dimly lit that, like, you can't even see, like, what we're supposed to, like, be scared of, it doesn't work. Like, it needs to be lit to a certain point that, like, we're able to, like, perceive, like, yes, it's dark and, like, they can't see, but, like, we're able to see just enough to make it more scary for us. Because to them, it's going to be complete darkness no matter what. But to us, as long as we can see just a little bit extra, it's able to give us more of a scare than, like, like, what it would be if it was as dimly lit as it was in this. Turn on the freaking light! Like, there's several light switches that we see that are off. It's just like, you might as well try turning one on to see if the power works. But no! Apparently just a flashlight, that's all you need. You don't need to turn on a freaking light. Nah, can't have logic. Ed and Lorraine Warren from the first two Conjuring films, they are in this film just like briefly, so don't go thinking that this is like another Conjuring film where they're going to be in most of it. They really aren't. They're in the first like 5 minutes, they disappear until like, again, like the last 5 minutes. Like, do not expect them to, come in and save the day or like, be like at the forefront. It's the girls, it's the daughter, it's the babysitter and her friend that are like, there like at the forefront. So I thought that was a really cool thing that they did. I thought it was interesting to see like how to like do the younger people like that like don't really know a whole lot about this. How do they go about dealing with this? I thought that was a really interesting thing that they did with the film. Overall, I would say Annabelle Creation is definitely a fun movie. It's definitely one of the weaker horror movies I've seen come out lately, but honestly, like through like the great acting, the adorable romance, and through the mostly effective scares, the film is able to give you enough of like a fun time to be able to say, I had fun with it, I'd probably go watch again, but it's not one that's just like, that movie, oh my God, that horror movie, so good. Like, dude, let's go watch it like a million times. It's not like that. It's more of like, I can watch this like once, maybe like every Halloween, and that be it. But it doesn't have enough of a staying power to like justify it for its existence to really happen. Annabelle Creation had much more of a justification because it actually gave us the origins of like the doll and whatnot. And just it was an overall better film for it. This one just kind of feels like they wanted to make another one just for more profit, and like they kind of try to make it like justifiable, but honestly in the end like it doesn't really feel justified. It just feels like it's like this happened, but like it's never going to be mentioned again in any kind of way, shape, or form. So just it feels unnecessary, but it's more of a fun unnecessary than like other films that I've seen recently. So I'd say if you've seen the other Annabelle films or other Conjuring films, I would say go see this one. You'll have a lot of fun with it. If you're like a moderate fan of horror, you're probably gonna like this. Don't expect like the doll to be the thing to do the murdering, like Chucky in Child's Play. That's not what Annabelle is like. So don't expect that. If you haven't seen like the other Conjuring films, see the first one and then see Annabelle Creation. Conjuring 2 is great, but it doesn't really tie into this film. But also see Conjuring 2 because that's great. I'm gonna give Annabelle Comes Home a 6.5 out of 10. I had fun with it, but because of the idiotic character choices that happen in this film and like the too frequent uses of jump scares and like the overall like feeling of the film, just like not really feeling necessary. It's a mixed bag, but it's a fun mixed bag that I could say like I'm glad that I did go see it, and it didn't feel like it was a waste of my money. All right, so let me know if any of you have seen Annabelle Comes Home. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. If it was scary, if you did scare you, if you pissed your pants, if you didn't piss your pants. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, ring that bell so that way you stay notified. And I will see you all next time.